Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today's tutorial is on this look right here, which is inspired by Shay Mitchell, the look that Patrick Ta did on her a couple days ago during Fashion Week. As soon as I saw this photo of her, I knew I had to recreate this look, and I was already wanting to create something for fall, so I feel like this really perfectly worked out well. I was able to create this look using the Jaclyn Morphe palette, so I know so many of you guys have this, so if you do and you like this look, we can get ready together. It'll be really fun. But yeah, as soon as I saw that photo, I'll put it up here so you guys can see. I think she looks stunning. Patrick Ta is an amazing makeup artist, and I saw his product breakdown on his app, and so I wanted to kind of recreate it. I recreated it in my own way and with my own products in a lot of ways. I did use a couple of the same products he used on her, but for the most part I just kind of went with the flow, and I really love how it turned out. I think that the red in the waterline is super different, and that's what gravitated me towards this look, so hopefully you guys really like it. This is officially my first fall makeup tutorial, which is pretty exciting because there will be many more to come, don't worry. So before we get into this tutorial, please make sure to hit the subscribe button. And as always, if you're already a subscriber but you want to be notified when I upload, just hit the little bell after you subscribe, and that'll just make sure that you'll be notified each time I upload, and I upload at least 3 times a week, so you won't want to miss out. So if you guys want to see how I recreated this Shay Mitchell look that was originally created by Patrick Ta, then just keep on watching.
Charlie, he's a Marine.
I don't know what it is about 40s music, but it makes me so happy. Like, it makes me so creative, like especially when I'm in the kitchen. If I'm cooking to 40s music, you better believe my food's gonna turn out like Paula Deen, because it just makes me so creative and so happy. Okay, I'm really excited to recreate this look. When I saw it, I just knew I had to. Hopefully you guys won't mind that I'm doing a little recreation. I feel like I haven't really done one of these before. Actually, I think I did one like Kylie Jenner tutorial forever ago, but this is the first like celebrity look I've done in a really long time. So I have my app open right now. I'm going to go through and use as many things as I do have and kind of like use dupes for the things that I don't have. I feel like it'll turn out looking pretty similar anyway. And I'm also going to kind of go out of order than what he says on here. I'm just going to kind of use this photo as inspiration and use some products that Patrick did use on here, but for the most part I'm kind of doing it in my own way, but obviously very heavily inspired by this. What I've already done is I've done my brows. I used the Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil, and then I used a Maybelline Fit Me concealer in a little bit of a darker shade than normal to carve out the brows, because if you can't tell, I did self-tan and my arms and body are much darker than my face currently, so that's why I used a darker concealer than usual around my brows. So I'm just gonna start with the eyes actually. Please excuse my self-tanner hands. I know it's kind of splotchy in some places. Whoops. But first I'm gonna go into my soft ochre paint pot. He did use this on Shay, which is pretty awesome because I do have it. If you don't have some of these products, please don't feel like you have to run out and like buy them to be able to achieve this look. I really want to just kind of use this to inspire you guys, and you can always do the same thing that I am and just find things that you have lying around that are similar in tone or shade or function and just kind of go with what you've got. So I'm just going to put this all over my eyelid and press it in with my finger. By the way, that like mark on my nose, I woke up with it this morning. I don't know, I think I might have scratched myself in my sleep. I didn't think that I was like a rambunctious sleeper until I got married, first of all, and my husband's like, you move around so much. Actually, it's funny, a couple days ago, my husband woke me up at like 2 in the morning and he was like, hey, like I know you can't sleep, are you okay? And I'm like, what are you talking about? I was like, I was sound asleep. Why did you wake me up? Apparently I was like tossing and turning and like talking and like as if I was awake and just like wasn't able to sleep. So he woke me up like, are you okay? And I was like, what are you talking about? I'm asleep. So that makes me worry that maybe I brought this upon myself and I totally like scratched my nose in the middle of the night. I don't know. That's the only explanation I have for it. So oh dear. Are any of you guys like crazy sleepers? Do any of you like talk in your sleep? I feel like I'm not much of a sleep talker. My husband says that sometimes I do sleep talk, but I don't consider myself to be one. I'm going to take a setting powder. This is the Dermablend loose setting powder. Any setting powder will work. And I'm just going to go over that to create a really nice canvas for our shadows. So the other day I put a poll up on Twitter asking you guys what palettes you would want me to create a fall makeup look with. And the Jaclyn palette won by far. I picked 3 of the top ones because I had asked you guys before like what your favorite palettes were. So I had you all choose between the Jaclyn palette, the Morphe 350, and then the Modern Renaissance. I will be doing another fall look with the Morphe 350 because there were a lot of people who wanted that one as well, and there were people who wanted the Modern Renaissance, so who knows, I'm gonna do 3. But Jaclyn Hill palette did win, so that's what I'm gonna use today. And actually it works out perfectly because I feel like there's some tones in here that are so similar to what Shay has on her eyes. So I'm gonna start out with this shade right here. This is going to be a perfect transition shade for this look. Taking it on my brush from the Balm, and I'm just gonna start to work that into the crease and a little bit higher, but mainly the pigment should be focused like in the crease and then blending it up toward the brow bone. And I'm also not going to be afraid to like kind of bring it in here as well. This is such a gorgeous, gorgeous transition shade. How are you guys liking the Jaclyn Hill palette? Because I know a lot of you own it now. How are you liking it? Do you have a go-to look that you use with this palette, or have you been able to tap into the colors? Let me know. It looks like I have like a nose ring or something. Oh man, who knows what that's from, you guys. I actually had to go somewhere this morning and I put on some makeup and like kept falling off in that area, and then I looked closer and I'm like, oh my gosh, I totally scratched myself somehow. So I'm just going to feather it out kind of near the brow and out towards the edges so that we have a really nice like diffused wash of color. So I'm just going to take the same brush and I'm going to go into this shade right here. I don't have my little name card with me. I'm sorry. Part of me wishes that the names were written somewhere on the palette, like the back or something like that. Anyways, I'm just going to take that color and start to run it through the crease. This is going to be a really beautiful crease shade. It's so pretty. It's like a purpley color, which is kind of the theme we're going for here. You know how I was listening to like 40s music while I was setting up? Like a Christmas song came on, and there's nothing better to me than Christmas songs that are like 40s sounding. Do you know what I mean? Like old-fashioned Christmas songs. Ugh. I know I'm doing a fall tutorial, but I'm like ready to pull out my red lipstick and my glittery eye, you know? I just love the holidays. I really do. So I'm just making sure to wipe it back and forth. Wipe? That sounded weird. I'm just making sure to blend it back and forth so that the two colors really blend seamlessly together. And then I felt like this color right here was a really good match for the color that is on her lid, so I'm gonna hop into this really quick. I'm just gonna use my fingers to apply it. They're so buttery, and I'm just going to start to apply this all over the lid, focusing on like the inner half of the eye and then blending it out, because we will be adding some more shadows out there a little bit. But I feel like it really just pulls this whole look together. I used to not really like winter time, I'll be honest. I love fall because of like the sweaters and stuff, but I used to not really like winter time because I don't like being cold, even though I love like being able to wear layers. But I realized last year when we were Christmas tree hunting with my husband's family, if you have good like winter clothes, it's not so bad. I need to like scoot over. I'm not quite in center, am I? I'm just blending this crease out with this brush, making sure it's all blended and even. But anyways, I realized that if you have clothes that keep you warm in the snow, turns out the snow is super fun. But if you don't, and you freeze your butt off, then it's not so fun anymore. I got it on underneath my eye. I'm gonna take this brown color right here, just on a little blending brush. This is the Sigma diffused crease brush, and I just want to kind of deepen this outer part up a little bit and blend it into the crease slightly. And slightly, I guess I mean a lot, because I just moved it through the whole crease. Then I'm going to take this really pretty burgundy shade right here, and I'm just going to tap a little bit of that onto the same brush, and I'm going to run this through the crease as well, focusing on the outside and working it in, just so we have a little bit of that cranberry shade. Now I'm just going to take a clean brush really fast and just blend around the edges so that everything is nice and blended and diffused. I'm just adding a little more of that dark brown shade on the very outer corner. I don't know, I'm just kind of layering. You can kind of play with it, figure out what you like. I'm going to add a little more of that shimmery shade that we put all over the lid. I'm just going to pop some more on top of there because I feel like I lost a little bit of the pigment when I was going through the crease. Oh my goodness, these tones are so pretty. I feel like the cranberry and burgundy purpley eyes are going to be super in this fall, and I personally really like it. So in the photo and on his app, he doesn't say anything about using eyeliner, but I want to thicken up the top lash line a little bit, so I'm just going to take some of the black eyeshadow in the Jaclyn Hill palette on a wet angled brush and kind of just like press it into the lash line. She doesn't look like she's wearing eyeliner at all, so I want to try to keep it really close to the lash line, but I personally do want a little bit of something there. And I'm not going to do like a wing or anything like that. Just keep it right on the lash line. I'm just going to kind of hop around into some of the lightish brown shades. I mixed a couple of the light brown shades in the palette, and I'm just going to lightly add a little more into the crease because it does look like she has more brown in her crease. So now I'm just going to take a makeup wipe. I love these ones. These are from Burt's Bees. They're the normal skin facial cleansing towelettes. They smell amazing. But I'm just going to clean up any fallout that we had, as well as clean up the edge here. I'm going to add some eye cream underneath my eyes. They've been kind of dry recently. Before I go any further, I'm going to add more eye cream. I did add eye cream before, and also I have a moisturizer on, but no primer or anything yet. I'm going to blend that out with my finger. So for primer, I'm just going to use some of the Professional primer from Benefit in the T-zone so that it will fill in my pores and look really flawless. Hopefully it will smooth over my cut here. So just like the center of my face mainly, and then kind of blend out the extra. For foundation, I'm going to be mixing a couple because I do have self-tanner on. So the only ones that I have that are dark enough, this is the Estee Lauder Double Wear Nude Foundation in the shade Shell Beige, and my Maybelline Fit Me in the shade 128 Warm Nude. So I'm just going to mix these two together to create a custom color. I'm just grabbing a random foundation brush. This one is from Tarte. They just sent this over to me and I have used it once and I really like it so far. So I'm just going to start to put this all over the face, making sure that it gets blended back toward the ear and also down the neck, especially for me because I have self-tanner on. I'm gonna just stamp it over the nose area as well. Making sure to kind of like blend it in the hairline and down the neck. And again, don't forget the ears. Then I'm going to take my beauty blender and take what's left on my hand and just further press it into the skin. So now I'm going to conceal the under eyes with the Bobbi Brown Instant Full Cover Concealer. This is in the shade Sand. It's one of my darker concealer shades that I own, so that's why I'm using it. But use whatever concealer you have around. I'm just going to apply this in an upside down triangle shape under the eyes to cancel out any dark circles as well as brighten and lift this area. And then I'm just going to blend that out with my beauty blender. So I'm just going to set the under eyes for now. I'm using that same Dermablend setting powder. Just going to make sure that there's no lines with my sponge before I set it down. And same thing on this side. So now let's work on the under eye, the lower lash line, I should say. Hopping back into the Jaclyn Hill palette, I'm going to start out with the transition shade first that we used on the top lid. We're basically going to mimic all the same colors that we used on the top lid on the lower lash line. And I'm really smoking this one out lower than the other ones. Hopping into this shade right here, I'm just going to be applying this on a smaller brush, a lot closer to the lash line, just making sure it like gets buffed into the lashes. It doesn't look to me like she has any shimmer on the lower lash line, so I'm not going to put any on. Well, I do like how everything is looking so far, and I cannot seem to find what I'm looking for. Oh, here it is. Okay, I'm gonna try something, you guys. We will see if it works. I don't have a like maroony ready eyeliner, so I'm just going to stamp on some eyeshadow into the waterline, but I'm wanting to see if like putting a product on there first and then stamping it on top will make it more vibrant. So that's what I'm gonna try to do. I'm gonna use the Benefit Highbrow. This is meant to like highlight your brows, but it also makes a really great eye brightener. So I'm gonna pop this on, and I'm hoping what that will do is make a more tacky surface for the eyeshadow to cling to. So the statement part of this whole look is that reddish burgundy pop of color in the waterline. So I'm going to be mixing this color with a little bit of the red to make it a little bit brighter, and I'm going to just put that on an angled brush and I'm gonna stamp it on my waterline. I think it's working, guys. Yes! And it looks like he did take it into the inner corner, so that's what I'm gonna do. Guys, it worked! Having that red in the waterline just like makes the look so much more dramatic. I love it. I'm going to take what's left on the brush and go right underneath the waterline because it seems like there might be a little bit along the lash line too. Okay, so we're kind of hopping all over the place. I'm going to be putting a little bit of concealer down the center of my face. I'm just going to take that same Bobbi Brown concealer and run it down the center of the face as well as the center of the forehead and the chin. And that, my friends, we're going to blend out with the Beauty Blender. I'm just going to take some of my Dermablend powder and we're going to just set the whole face. We only set the under eyes before, but now we're just going to go around and set everything. So I'm going to pop on some mascara. He actually used the L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Paradise mascara. Or no, it was just the L'Oreal Voluminous. But I'm going to use the Lash Paradise version. So I'm just going to pop this on the top and bottom lashes. While we wait for the mascara to dry, because I am going to add individual lashes, let's finish up the face. I actually just picked up the Too Faced Milk Chocolate bronzer. This is one of Patrick Ta's favorite bronzer, and so of course I'm such a huge fan. I literally wanted to try it. However, I did get mine in the shade Milk Chocolate and I put self tanner on, so I'm gonna try this, see how dark it is on my face, and if it works, great. If not, I'll have to add another bronzer to it. But I'm just actually taking the KKW Beauty brush and I'm gonna start just pressing on the skin, and we'll see how much this shows up. I'm also gonna get it into the hairline. Is it showing up? I think it is. I think it is. I'm just gonna make sure to take it along the jawline and blend it down the neck as well. Then I'm just going to take my Sigma tapered blending brush and dip it into the same bronzer. And I'm going to use this to contour my nose. I'm going to put a little underneath the nose as well. I'm just going to take the brush that I had the translucent powder on and kind of blend it. But I do think I like that bronzer, and I do think that it showed up really nicely, because it seems really buildable. So for blush, he used the Too Faced Sparkling Bellini Sweethearts blush. But I just have this one, which is a peachy blush, and it's also from Too Faced, so this is what I'm going to use. This is the Too Faced Love Flush I Will Always Love You blush. And I'm just going to take this on a Sigma Duo Fiber powder brush and lightly dust it onto the apples of my cheeks. It's a gorgeous, like, peachy shade, and this blush really does last for hours. I love it. For highlight, he used a really golden Too Faced highlight. I don't have that highlight, so I thought that I would dip into my Desi Times Katie Dose of Colors highlighters and Mirame and Fuego. Mostly Fuego, but I am going to mix them. I'm going to take mainly Fuego and a little bit of Mirame, and I'm just going to start to apply that on the high points of the face. That is pretty! Can we see that, folks? Can we see that? I'm kind of putting it on the apples of the cheeks because I like the cheeks to be kind of glowy. I'm going to take mostly Fuego now and just kind of run this down the center of my nose really lightly. And also right here. It seems like she has a little bit of highlighter right there. She does have a little bit on the tip of her nose, which I normally don't do because it makes my nose look longer, but you know. And then I'm putting it on the Cupid's bow, and I like to put it like right here, whatever's left on the brush. That is such a pretty highlight combo. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is apply some individual lashes. These are from Ardell. I have some of these short, knot-free individual, and then I have some that do have knots on it, but I need some of the medium ones for the outer part of my eye, so I'm going to kind of combine the two, just add a few. She doesn't have like a full-blown like top lash line, but it's just really wispy and really soft. So I'm just going to add a few really quick. I'm going to use the Duo Lash Glue. I usually use the black one, but he used the Duo Clear White one, so that's what I'm going to do. So I'm just going to pop a few of these on, and I will be right back. Okay, so I just added a few on my lashes. I don't know if you guys can tell the difference. It's really, really subtle and looks so much more natural than like a strip lash. So I really like these. This eye over here gave me a little trouble, so I'm not sure how long a couple of those lashes will stay on. So Shay seems to have a little bit more of a lighter inner corner. So I'm going to hop back into the Jaclyn Hill palette. I'm going to be taking the second shade right here, and I'm just going to pop this in the inner corner of the eye. I'm actually going to hop into this first shade here and mix it slightly with that shade so that it kind of all ties together with like the purplish pinky hues that we've got going on. I think that's pretty. I'm going to take what's left on the brush just lightly underneath the brow bone. It didn't look like she had too much of a brow bone highlight, but just in case. So before we do lips, I'm going to set the face. Any setting spray will work. I'm just going to use my Skindinavia Bridal Makeup Finishing Spray. So I'm just going to really quickly... Woo! I need to find my brow gel. I don't know where it is. Oh, JK, found it. Okay, so now I'm going to set the brows with the Benefit 24-Hour Brow Setter. I love this stuff. For me, I feel like it just really completes the look. Shay had really soft brows with this look, so I filled them in with a pencil, but like, it's not anything crazy. And I feel like feathering them out with this will help it look really, really soft. Okay, so now for lips, I'm going to line, first of all, with the Buxom Stealth Plump Line Lip Liner. And I'm also going to fill it in with this. She was wearing the most like beautiful beigey pinky nude. I believe it was like an Armani lip color, which I don't have, so I'm just gonna mix what I do have. I'm gonna use the other side of the brush and kind of just blend that out. And now I feel like a really close match was the NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream in the shade London. So that's what I'm gonna pop on top. I'm like out of center this whole time. This will just bring in that beigey color. That's pretty close, I'd say. Not too shabby. Now, of course, we have to add some gold earrings because I feel like that completed her look. So let me just pop those on. What do you guys think? Is it similar? Who knows? Either way, I really like how it turned out. Alright, you guys, so that completes my recreation of Shay Mitchell's makeup look during Fashion Week. I hope you guys like it. I think it's so unique, but still really wearable at the same time, which is my favorite kind of things, obviously. Let me know in the comments below if you did enjoy this look, and then tweet me any celebrity looks that you would want me to recreate, and let me know if that's something that you guys like to see here on my channel, because to be honest, it's really fun for me to look at a picture and try to recreate it. So let me know in the comments if that's something that you would want to see in the future. Thanks to Patrick Toff off for creating this look in the first place because it's so inspiring and it's something that I really, really love. So be sure to check out his app if you are also a Patrick Ta fan and you want to see details on makeup looks that he does on celebrities. I find it fascinating, so I'm on there all the time. So I'll link that down below if you guys are interested. But yeah, I think that's everything. I hope you guys have a fabulous weekend and I will see you in my next video. Love you. Bye!